Good evening, everyone, and welcome to your fabulous Hope Diamonds team meeting. From my name's Karen. This is wonderful Wilma. Welcome to everybody, whether you are participating live. We have some of our team members in attendance this evening. Hello. Or whether you are in attendance via our Hangout. So thank you very much for taking the time to invest in your business. We really appreciate you doing that. It means a lot to us, and hopefully you'll get something out of this evening. We also have some hosts and customers on the Hangout with us tonight, so welcome to all of you as well. Tonight we're going to be cooking with our Quick Start Kit. So this is for all of the newbies who are starting in May. So we have bits of our Quick Start Kit here on the table tonight. And we're going to be cooking your thin crust stovetop pizza in our fabulous saute pan. And also we're going to be making deliciously moist apple cakes using our 12-cup muffin tray. So, and as I said, this is to highlight the ease of our Quick Start Kit and to show you that you don't need to have a whole lot of stuff in order to do a very successful masterclass. So this is about your less is best display. So just to introduce all of our team, this is always a really good way to start so that everybody knows who everybody is, for reasons that I'm going to explain a little bit later on. And this became evident last week why you need to know who everybody is in your team, because our team is a bit like an extended version. It's really like your business family, right? Yes. So first of all, we have Lee, who's otherwise known as our technology guru. We have Kath, who's all the way down in Canberra. We have Di, who's in Budgie, Karina, who's in Canton Beach, Fiona, who's underneath Wilma, she's in Bensville. We have Karen, who's not me, but other Karen, who's in Mount Cola, she's also underneath Wilma. We have a brand new Wilma recruit who's actually in attendance tonight. That's the lovely Simone. Welcome, Simone. Simone joined this very week, so welcome to Simone. Simone's around the corner here in Stanhope Gardens. We have lovely Lana, who's in Wyoming, Ashley in San Remo, Jane, who's in Rathmines under Di. Of course, we have Wilma in Penrith and myself here in the Ponds. So welcome to everybody. So let's get on with our cooking segment. This recipe would have all been sent. It's really, really easy. You'll be able to make both of these recipes in 25 minutes or less. So this is your stovetop pizza. The stovetop pizza is what made Toolbox famous originally. Toolbox has been around now. This is our year 13. And stovetop pizza was the original recipe that came out because this is the original product. So this is what made Toolbox famous. This is what I actually did a party a couple of months ago now, not very far from here. And the lady came out to me and she said, let me show you my saute pan. And she's had her saute pan for 11 years. It looks very similar to this. The shape is a little bit different, but the inside looks exactly the same. So whenever I do a party, I always start off talking about the signature pan, otherwise known as a saute pan, because it's really important to tell everybody that it is totally non-stick. All of our products are non-stick, but we don't use Teflon. And you'll always get somebody who smiles and nods at that, and that's when you throw them an imaginary lolly, or a real one, but I'm a bit cheap, so I throw imaginary ones. And then you ask them why they like that idea. Teflon is a known carcinogen. It's okay when it's new and if their pot looks like this, but when Teflon starts to peel, flake, bubble and come off, that's when it becomes a known carcinogen. And in fact, if people have, and I love it when I turn up to a house and they have a budgie in a cage, because if they are cooking with a product that's gone rogue, so when Teflon goes rogue, that's when it starts to peel off. That's when Teflon becomes toxic to budgies. So if they are cooking with Teflon that is actually peeled off their pan, it will actually kill their budgie, because you can't smell it, but the budgies can, and a budgie will literally drop off its perch. So you don't want to be doing that. So I say, do not panic. If you just bought a Teflon coated pan and it looks like this, it's fine. It's only when your Teflon goes rogue that it's bad. So I don't care that you've paid $300 for it or that Great Auntie Ethel willed it to you. If it's gone rogue, you need to throw it away. So the burnt bits, the black bits that are in your food, that's not because you burnt your food. That's because you're eating your pot. Pots are not food. Throw it away. All right, so this is never going to peel, flake, chip, bubble, or come off, because this is not coated with, this is made of. Totally different. All right, so this is the equivalent of anodized steel. All right, so it's guaranteed for the life of the pan. The handles are riveted on, not screwed. Right, really important. And you'll see that it comes with a lid. This turns it into an oven. So anytime that you would put something in the oven, you can now do on your stove top, and it will save you more energy. Okay, so it uses less fuel, save more energy. That's why they all have stainless steel bottoms. So stainless steel bottom provides an even conduction of heat. So you can put this on the smallest element on any stove top, gas, electric, ceramic, or induction, and it will use less fuel. Right, so lots of people take these camping. Mine have never been camping. That's on the top of my allergy list. So this does not go camping, but you can take it camping. I receive lots of photos from my customers that say, here we are camping with my saute pan, here we are camping with my pressure cooker. They never say, here we are camping with my best friend Wilma. They say, here we are camping with my saute pan. All right, so you can do that, and you can put it on the camp stove, or you can put it on your regular stove, and it'll behave quite nicely for you. But if you are only going to turn on your oven to cook this many roast potatoes, you can actually put this on your stove top and cook roast potatoes, okay, because this is an oven. But today we're going to cook a stove top pizza, funnily enough, on your stove top in 25 minutes. The beauty about that is this becomes takeaway in less time than it takes you to organise your family, sort out what takeaway they want, ring up, order takeaway, have it delivered by some pimply-faced kid that turns up with no change, the wrong bottle of drink, and everything goes pear-shaped. Right, so that's not going to happen here. All right, so that's what we're going to do here. All right, pretty simple. Wilma, would you like to be my reader?
Yes, ma'am.
Good, bit of respect, that's what I like.
Half a cup of self-raising flour.
Okay. Now, self-raising flour is an interesting beast because most people have it in a container, whatever container it looks like. Okay, when you have it in a container like this, self-raising flour has a rising agent in it. It's really important that you tip it upside down like this because the rising agent in it is called baking powder. Baking powder is heavier than flour, and the baking powder sinks to the bottom. So if you don't tip it upside down about 3 times, what you're doing is scooping plain flour off the top. Okay, so you just need to tip it upside down. You don't need to actually sift flour anymore. Okay, so it already comes pre-sifted. So how much flour?
Half a cup of self-raising flour.
All right. So these are our fabulous measuring cups. They come like this, store flat, and then you poke them out like this. All right, so we're putting everything straight into the pot. No grease, no oil, no butter, no nothing. So half a cup.
And a half cup of plain flour.
Beautiful.
Two-thirds of a cup of lukewarm water.
You're a faster reader than I am a scooper.
I'm a very fast reader.
So what if it comes out of the tap eventually?
You will also find that this is a really, really great recipe to do. I've been in Toolbox for just on 2 years, and I still do this recipe on an absolute regular basis. It's what I call a triple wow recipe, because it never, ever, ever fails to impress people, and it never, ever fails to sell saute pans, because people basically go, well, you are doing it on the stovetop. Well, you're doing it all in one pan. You'll see we're mixing and we're going to cook it in one pan. And then when you actually turn it out and it doesn't stick, you get your third wow. So it never fails to impress people. So it's a brilliant recipe to do.
Yeah.
And it always works. It's foolproof. And I can say that because I've never stuffed it up, and I can say that it's foolproof. Lukewarm water, a pinch of salt, a tablespoon of yeast. And the yeast you can usually buy in either a container. I like to buy the little packets of yeast because they come with little sachets, and they're equal to a tablespoon.
Yep.
And a teaspoon of honey.
Which you measure exactly like this.
1 tablespoon of honey. That was a big table. I usually go 1 tablespoon of honey. When I finish saying that, that's about a tablespoon of honey.
So why do you use honey? Because yeast is a live ingredient, so it needs food. And if you don't have honey or you're allergic to honey, you can add sugar and it does the same thing. Yep.
Yep, so you're going to combine all the ingredients, which you've done, and mix them well with a silicone spoon until it forms until it forms a thick paste.
So this becomes like Play-Doh.
Pretty much.
It's Play-Doh that you really can eat, as opposed to the other one that tastes a bit funny if you eat it.
And it's really good to do this with the silicone spoon, because if you feel you want to get all natural and do it with your hands, it will actually stick to your hands and you will end up in a big mess, whereas it won't stick to your silicone spoon.
And hopefully you can see
I know this because I have done it.
So if I do it like this, you can see that nothing actually sticks to anything.
And now you're just going to spread it around the base to the edges.
That's called mushing.
Yep, mushing. Swish it around, squish it.
And don't worry if it doesn't look nice, it's not supposed to. It's just, you just need to cover the base of your saute pan, just so that there's no holy bits, okay, because you're not taking it, to church or anything like that. It's just got to cover the base. That's why we give you an apron in your kit, so that you don't smear it all over your shirt.
Now with the toppings on this, this is another reason why I love this recipe. The toppings on the recipe or the official Toolbox recipe are topping suggestions. And they're suggestions because, like any other pizza that you order from anywhere, you can have whatever you like on here. Yes. So you can turn it into meat lovers, you can turn it into vegetarian.
Seafood I've done.
You can turn it into seafood. And what I love doing is turning it into leftover pizza, which means you go and have a look in the fridge and see what you've got left over and just toss it on the pizza. So it's really great for using all the last little bits of.
And we do this at home lots when we've had roast lamb. So you chop up your roast lamb, all your leftover roast veggies, and it becomes leftover roast dinner pizza. And that's really good.
And if you've got small children, or your hosts have got, customers have got small children who like to cook, this is an awesome recipe to do with kids because they can help. And they're much more likely to eat something that they've actually helped cook.
Yes.
So it's a great way to get kids helping at dinner time as well.
So you can see all I've done is smoothed it out right to the edge and made sure that I don't have any holy bits. You see that? Yeah. All right, so then
we are going to spread the pasta sauce on the dough.
Yep, and I'm just going to grab it out of the fridge.
And again, you can use any sort of pasta sauce you like. You can use Leggo's tomato, or it doesn't have to be Leggo's. You can use any brand of tomato paste. You can use the pasta sauces. You can use the new fancy ones they've got out. Or if it's
you can make your own.
you can make it if it's pay week, if it's off pay week or something like that, and you're scraping the edges of the budget, you can even whack some tomato or barbecue sauce on there instead.
Yeah.
And again, you can put on as much or as little as you like. Or you can do half and half at no extra cost in this recipe. They always charge you extra when you've got to do half and half in the shop.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Okay, so, and then you just put on whatever toppings that you like. So you'll see in this recipe, it says sun-dried tomatoes and roast capsicum. I always take them out of the jar and just put them onto some paper towel, because if you just take them straight out of the jar, it does make the base really wet. So just draining them on some paper towel, it just takes away some of that wetness. And we've got some bocconcini cheese and some pieces of cheese and some salami and some basil, which I will manage to kill later on. Okay, it won't stay growing like that for very much longer. All right, so capsicum.
And some
sun-dried tomatoes. And you just have a look around at the shops and see what's on special. I've got all this stuff at Aldi today, super cheap, because it all just happened to be on special. Bocconcini cheese is awesome on a pizza.
You want salami or cheese?
And we'll do some salami.
I'm a bit particular about the order things go on pizzas in.
Well, I'm not eating it, so I don't care.
Yeah, but I am.
Well, I don't care.
So, nice.
Do I look particularly worried?
No, not at all.
No. So, salami and some cheese. Don't need too much extra pizza cheese because we do have bocconcini on here. So you won't need too much of this cheese.
But if you love cheese, you can have lots of cheese. You can make a cheese pizza.
And you can actually do this as garlic bread. Okay, so you can make a garlic pizza. Cut basil, by the way, you need to rip it.
Why?
Because it will bruise it.
Oh.
And this stuff smells divine.
Smells yum.
Just make sure we get all these out of
I just think it's funner to rip it, because then that's one less thing you've got
Funner.
to wash up. Funner. That's a real word. It's a real
That's a
word.
great word, Wilma. Funner.
Funner.
Okay.
It's funner because then you don't have to use a knife, and that's one less thing to wash up, and I hate washing up.
Way more funner.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now there's our
It's
pizza.
fun of Wilma night tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought so.
Why, are you having fun? Because I am.
Yeah.
All right, so this is going to go onto our cooktop on about medium to medium high-ish. Okay, with our lid on,
Smell
just
it
like
already.
that. And we're going to time that for 5 minutes. Beautiful. All right, so lid on, vents closed, 5 minutes. Okay, then in the meantime, to construct dessert. This is easy peasy dessert.
We are going to preheat our oven to 180 degrees while you're over there, Matt.
Done.
Beautiful. And then in a large bowl, we're going to combine all the ingredients. I love it when it says in a bowl, combine the ingredients.
I know, so tell me what our ingredients are.
Our ingredients are 120 grams of caster sugar.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I just need to soften some butter. Okay.
120 grams of caster sugar in the bowl. 125 grams of self-raising flour, also in the bowl. 2 eggs, also in the bowl.
So with eggs, always crack your eggs onto a flat surface. Why do we do that, Wilma?
Because you are not going to get any shell in your egg.
Correct.
Cracks open in your actual the egg yolk and the inside bit, the bit that we like to eat.
Correct. That is because the shell goes in, not out. Yep, 2 eggs.
And 125 grams of melted butter.
Yep.
And 4 medium apples, peeled, core, and diced.
Tick. I'll just drain the water off here.
So you can do this with real apples, or if you really must, you can get tinned apples that are already done for you if you're under time constraints.
Here's some I prepared earlier.
2 teaspoons of vanilla essence. And a tablespoon of cinnamon. The thing I like about this recipe too is if you just buy a couple of tins of...
What, Simone? Do you like my measuring?
Reminds me of me.
Yes?
Is virtually everything on here is stuff that you will have in your pantry as a regular.
The only thing I had to buy were the apples.
Apples.
That's because my son is a fruit
And
bat
he eats them all.
and he eats everything.
So my daughter loves fruit, so we're the same, but we would most often have apples in the house. Or if it's something you think you're going to do, just buy a couple of tins of apple and stuff them in the bottom of the pantry. And then you can make this whenever you feel like it. Or if you suddenly find out you've got company coming over.
Correct.
It's a very quick, easy thing to do. Or when you're cooking dinner and you find out you've got company for dinner, this stretches dinner because everybody doesn't eat so much because they have to leave room for dessert.
We always have to have room for dessert. I grew up in the country and my parents still to this day have dessert every night. It's a rule. That's a CWA law, Country Women's Association. Yeah, so we've combined everything. What do we do now, Wilma?
We are going to place the Flexi Bake pan onto an oven tray.
Otherwise known as a 12-cup muffin tray. So this is your cookie tray. This is your 12-cup muffin tray.
And we are going to divide the mixture evenly between the 12 the 12 little holes in your silicon thing up.
Your bowl becomes a jug. Okay, so then we can pour this. It makes life so much easier. Now you'll notice we didn't grease or oil or butter or do anything like that.
It doesn't matter how many times you tell people at the end when you pull them out, somebody will still ask, did you oil it or grease it?
Yeah, that's correct.
Never fails.
You don't need to. And please never, never, never spray oil in a can. Never. Spray oil in a can is nasty.
Very bad.
Spray oil in a can on average contains between 53 and 64% oil. The rest of it is made up of butane and propane. Okay, so you don't want to be sucking on that stuff. I nearly swore then.
So I don't believe it actually does anything for you anyway, so it's not even fun to try.
Excuse me.
That's our 5-minute timer for our pizza.
So turn and turn down. Okay, and now we want 20 minutes.
We have to do a shout out to Essence. Hello,
Yeah.
Essence.
Essence?
Yeah.
Hello,
Grace's
Essence.
friend.
Who's Essence?
Grace's friend.
Oh, Grace's friend. Hi, Essence. How you going?
We're teaching teenagers how to cook on YouTube.
Why not? After that, they need to watch the thing on how to wash up.
Yes.
So I haven't found the cooking a problem, it's the washing up that's the issue.
He's speaking from experience.
I am indeed.
Right.
I hope my daughter's not watching this.
It's recorded, so we can play it back to her.
No, don't do that. It's all good. Far
Okay.
too busy with uni at the moment.
So I'm filling these quite full, and we'll see what happens.
So, and then we're going to just pop them in the oven for 20 minutes. By which time they should be cooked and golden brown.
Beautiful. That'll be the same time as the pizza is ready.
Yep, so if you do it in this order at your parties, they should both be ready around about the same time, and that then gives you about 20 minutes to have a chat about your other products, about party offers, host offers, specials, whatever else there is to
I never
have a chat
professed to
about.
be a cook, so I'm very messy, but you know, we'll get over that.
Most chefs are.
Good. All right, in here, bingo, bango, all done. So you can see, to make your pizza, we used a pot and 1 spoon.
Yep.
To make the apple cakes, we used a tray, your muffin thingy, that, and a bowl and a spoon.
So professional.
That's it. Oh, and measuring cups. That's all we've used.
Mhm.
So really, really not difficult. Now, today, once a month, this is for our team, I'll just tell you this. Once a month, I bring all of my kit inside, I pull it all apart, I wash it all of my silicone goes through the dishwasher. I hand wash all of my pots, and the kit is quite, big, like it's the big kit bag on wheels, holds about 40 kilos. So, and I have lots more pots, obviously, than what's in your quick start kit. But even just hand washing all of my pots, I actually timed it all to pull it all apart, wash everything, apart from running the dishwasher, but to wash all of my pots, it took 15 minutes. Now, obviously, they weren't dirty. They didn't have food in them. But to wash them all, dry them, and put them back, it took 15 minutes. So all of our stuff is super easy to keep clean. And I just do that once a month to just freshen up my kit, put all the bags back, make everything look nice again. Because you wash up at your parties, but sometimes, it's a bit of a flicking mess. But so once a month, I just freshen everything up, put it all back. I washed all the bags that they come in, hung them out on the line. It was 27 degrees today, really good day to do it. And all of my silicone goes all through the dishwasher. So everything goes back in all nice and clean again. People often ask me, can the silicone go through the dishwasher? My silicone goes through the dishwasher once a month.
That's the only place my silicone goes is the dishwasher
Correct.
at home.
Yeah, at home, absolutely. Once at a party, absolutely, they all get hand washed all the time. But once a month, all my silicone goes through the dishwasher and is looks still brand new.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought I'd mention that because it looks really, really good. All right, so while that's cooking, we'll move on to our team meeting stuff, and then we'll come back. You've all got, and if you're not here, you'll be sent the agenda. So you'll have all of the important dates to put in your diary. So sales meeting and team meeting dates, as well as your weekly catch-up. So if you don't have a time slot with me, you should have one with Wilma if you're in her team. I have a bit of recognition for April. April traditionally is a quieter month because we have school holidays, Anzac Day, Easter, and some of us went to Malaysia. And some of us had a father who ridiculously decided to have a birthday in there as well, so we had to do a $3,000
And some of us got to stay
3,000
home.
kilometre, trip. So that was ridiculous. But we did have some people that worked. So congratulations to Ashley Deal, $1,393.64. This is all PV, by the way. $2,000 plus. Congratulations to Lana, $2,223.59. Well, and to Wilma, who made it into the 4K month. Wilma, would you like to tell everybody what 4K means?
I love 4K, and
Would you like to borrow my badge?
it's an old Wilma night. But anyway, 4K is really cool. 4K means, normally you get 20% commission on everything that you sell. Once you sell 4,000 or 4K, you get an extra 5% on everything that you have just sold.
Yeah. So it goes right back to
seriously is a no Wilma night. You can't see behind the camera, but there are people behind the camera who are just having a go at me. So it's not just for what you sell over and above 4,000, it's for the entire amount that you sell. So that's a nice little added bonus that you don't actually have to work any harder for. It's over an extra $200 that gets paid to you on a monthly basis. If you're very clever and you get over 8K, it's 7.5%, not 5%. And if you get to $12,000 in the month, it's an extra 10% on everything, which is a lot. It's about an extra $1,200 off the top of my head. Would that be right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So not doing actually anything extra. You've done the same amount of work. You just get paid more money for it.
Yeah, I think that equates to buy everyone in a team a drink, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Can we start that?
Well, wait till I share my goal with you for May in a minute. And then I might be taking you all to the pub. So
It's going to be retrospective.
No.
Please. Because I know.
Well, yeah, I'll buy you a drink because you don't drink.
Oh, yeah.
That's easy.
I could start.
Yes, so congratulations to Wilma, because in April Wilma sold $4,488.10 PV. I did just over $5,370.40, and our team collectively did $15,273.88. So as a team for April, we held 17 parties. Our party average was pretty good for April. We held our party average $770.98, so which is really good, because even in a quiet month, that means that on average all of our hosts were achieving their host extra rewards. So that's really, really good. So
now, Karen, because we've got lots of new people on, I think you should explain to them why you're talking about PV. What's PV?
okay.
We know what it is, but it's jargon.
So yes.
But new
So
people?
well, why don't you tell them what it is? You talk PV all the time.
I do talk PV all the
Yeah.
time. Yeah, I know. It's that. Yep. So you can just go sit up there and drink your coffee. So PV is not, will you two stop it, or are you going to be bad in the room? PV is not the amount of sales that you do. It is the amount of sales, so everything that you've sold at your parties and online, less 10%. So less GST, for Lee sitting there with a very strange look on his face.
I've never understood.
So it's less GST. So to make 4,000 PV, you actually need to sell $4,400 worth of product
That's correct.
in a month. And if you get a bit confused, when you print out your party sales after each party, it actually does tell you on the summary sheet what the PV for that party is. So do not, please do not, because I've done this and I've missed out on things because I thought, yay, I sold $4,000 worth of stuff, and I did, but it wasn't 4,000 PV, it was $4,000.
So all gifts, all recognition is based on PV, not actually what you sold.
And if you're now totally confused,
Wilma.
I was going to say ring Karen. You beat me to it. Ring Karen and we'll explain it again. But it's really important that you know that because believe you me, you can miss out on things by just a couple of dollars because you're counting the wrong thing.
Correct. So that's
You
why
only ever do it once.
when you get an invoice, it will actually say what the total party sales were and what your PV is.
So gifts to the host based on party sales or PV?
Party sales.
Okay.
But your commission is based on PV.
Oh, so they don't
And you-
basic commission. They don't pay commission for the GST. Okay, I understand that now.
Good, that's
Correct.
one.
Yeah. So otherwise you'd be getting commission for the GST, which is not right. It's like a tax on a tax.
That's correct.
It'd be nice if we did, but we don't. So
Yeah. So everybody should have a goal all the time on anything. You can have a goal. You know, Wilma's goal is to be in the $4,000 club, and to be the $4,000 club, you need to do $4,000 PV 5 months in a row. Okay, so that's Wilma's goal. I actually have set myself a goal this month to break the company record of the highest PV sales in a month.
I didn't know there was a company record.
I had to find out.
I am
what it
not
was.
surprised.
So
You rang up somebody and asked, didn't you?
I did. So the highest PV on record was set in November 2010, and that's a pretty tough month to beat because that's
Absolutely.
a Christmas campaign. And I can tell you that. Would you like to know what it is?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay. So the
I
record.
want to guess.
Yeah, sure.
I think it's about 29,000.
You're very close.
Very close.
The record is 29,312.
Well, that's about 29,000.
PV.
Where's my imaginary valley?
So that's my goal. I'd really like to break that.
And that was a guess. I didn't know, by the way.
No, I didn't. I haven't told you. I
Yes,
didn't tell you that I had a goal.
I know.
So that's my goal this month, is to break that.
So most definitely yes to the whole buying everyone a drink then.
Oh, absolutely.
That'll be if I'm still alive at the end of May. So yeah, so far, so I'm not going to tell you what I've done so far, but but I've got a lot of parties in May. I could be dead by the end of May or divorced because my family won't be speaking to me. But
That's all right. I know where her diary lives. If she dies, we can snap all the diary and we're all good to go.
so that's my goal. I'm sharing that with you because everybody should have a goal, and I'm going to get to goals in a minute. But whatever your goal is, if you have never done $1,000 party ever, your goal should be to go out there, coach your host to have $1,000 party. If you've never booked more than one party at a party, your goal should be to go and book 2 parties at a party. Whatever it is, set yourself a goal. It can be this big or it can be enormous. And if I don't do 29,313, because that's one more, then do you know what? I'm going to get pretty jolly close because that's my goal.
Yep.
All right, so whatever it is, and it doesn't matter if I don't quite get there because I'm going to get pretty close. And do you know what? If I get pretty close, I'm going to make an enormous amount of money.
How much have you done in the first 5 days?
I just said I wasn't going to share
She's
that.
not telling.
All right, so let's get on with May. May's going to be a really great month for everybody to be going through all of your records, and I know Wilma's been doing this and has already dated more parties into her diary by doing this. Contact all of those people who have been thinking about having a party, but you just couldn't lock them in. So it's all those people who said, maybe later, not right now, now's not a really good time. Or I've had people who have said, I can't afford to have a party. $75 is a big difference to $15. Yeah? So go back to all those parties that didn't hold and see if you can get them in your diary now. There are lots of times we book one party from one party. Go back to those one parties and see if you can get them in your diary, because people can get a square roaster at a $310 discount. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Every party that I've done so far in May, and I've done a few, have taken a square roaster because they've looked at it and gone, far out, you mean I can get that for $15 instead of $325? I've had people swearing at me in a good way. So that's really good. $75 is always a party, but $15 is even better, and it can make a world of difference to some people. Remember that lots of people have a party plan in their house, but lots of people have a party plan, and it costs on average between $80 and $120 to put on a party because they have to supply chips and dips and nibbles and cakes and all of that palaver. All right?
She said on average, Simone.
On average, that's right. For
That's
some
not
people,
you.
Simone, it costs $200.
Yep.
But with us, all they have to supply is the ingredients for what we're going to cook, and most of the time they already have it. Okay, so it's much more economical for us to go to their house. All right, I want to touch briefly, because we've got 4 minutes, on celebration. Okay? Celebration in February, 9 to 11 of February 2016. Crown Plaza Surfers Paradise. We all need to have registered by the end of May and pay $50 to secure an early bird gift. Will and I went this year, and we can't tell you how much fun this year's was and how much you learn when you are there. We can tell you all about it, but it doesn't mean anything. I say to people all the time, I can come to your house and do a party and talk about the pressure cooker for 3 weeks without taking a breath. But unless I actually do a pressure cooker demonstration for you, very few people will buy one. We can tell you about celebration until we turn blue in the face. That's really weird how we do it like that. But unless you come, you will never understand what you learn, the team building that you get from it, and how much fun that you can have, especially on fancy dress night. That's pretty weird.
No, that's not the funnest bit. The funnest bit is going away. Seriously, the funnest bit is
dictionary.
the funnest bit is going away and coming back to your room at the end of the day, and somebody's been and put fresh sheets, and your house is not dirty. You don't have to do any washing. You don't have to cook anything for anybody. That's the best bit of going away, leaving your family behind. Awesome.
Smoking like a true mum.
Yeah,
That was the best bit.
well, everybody else liked it when they sat at our table on the gala night, and certain people were called up for recognition, and certain other people just sat at the table, and certain people went, Karen, get up, that's you. Anyway.
I told you so. I told you so.
So, anyway, next Tuesday night, Wilma and I are going to be sitting here talking about accommodation and things like that, and planning where we're going to sleep the night. So we're going to be looking into all kinds of accommodation options. If you would like to come to Celebration, and we would so love you to, Simone's putting up her hand, then
have some news for you.
Never go. I can never go anywhere.
Please let one of us know by no later than next Tuesday afternoon. We would love to have a Hope Diamonds contingency there.
That would be awesome.
So when we get a whole group of us together, we will know how many apartments to book, how many rooms in an apartment to book, and stuff like that. We could get up to a whole lot of interesting stuff.
Book a whole floor.
That would be
Wouldn't that be excellent?
That would be
whole
awesome.
floor.
Floor party.
So that would be good, because we like to stay in apartments with kitchens and stuff like that, so we can, because I get up. Wilma doesn't do mornings, so I usually get up and make breakfast.
Does so.
Yeah, Wilma thought that was pretty good because I do breakfast. Anyway, so that's cool. So let one of us know, and then we can look into better kinds of accommodation options.
All to the pizza's ready.
I can
It's
feel it.
patient.
Feels so good.
All right. So
Did you talk about the $50 end of May thing?
didn't I just say that?
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
All right.
Just checking.
Okay. So we've got 33 seconds to go before our pizza comes out. Challenges that are running for May. $500 party and one booking, $15 host reward. Then we have our quick start kit, which we've been talking about. You all should have these flyers, okay, in your catalogues. Let people read them, okay? It's a really cool visual. All right, $99 quick start kit, join in May for $99, save $400, no more to pay, okay? All right, we'll get back to this in a minute. And I just need to put on another 2 minutes for our
Stuff to the bin.
apple cakes.
You might not ever come again. You realise this, don't you?
Oh, so
Honestly, the peanut gallery up the back.
Okay, maybe for next month or month.
Yeah, see, we can have Simone up here cooking. All right. So, pizza, pizza, pizza.
That is not a clever thing to do.
I know, and I've left my grippy bits.
Left your grubby bits out. You have people circling the kitchen ready for pizza.
So I knew I put too much cheese on because now it's all run in there. That's your fault, Wilma.
It isn't my fault at all.
It is your fault.
It's always my
Everything's
fault. I know
always
it's
your
always
fault.
my fault.
Of course. Now, of course, you should have your grippy bits and not a tea towel because that's what I tell everybody all the time. It's very bad. Because it goes.
But when you do something like this and you do put too much cheese on it, regardless of whose fault it is,
It'll always be Wilma's fault.
it'll always be Wilma's fault. But it's still great to show how even all the cheese does not stick
Yeah,
onto
that's
the
correct.
pan.
Because then you can do
Because you
this.
can
and
hold it
this
up.
is how we do.
Can we hold it up?
This is how we do dishes. Because nothing sticks.
It doesn't stick.
Easy peasy. All right. Yeah, we've got seagulls in the gallery.
We have indeed.
Mine?
Now, you get your
I've been
fusion knife
struck by seagulls, and you kill the seagulls that are circling.
with your kit. Or, of course, you can use your pizza wheel if you have one of those. But you want to be selling knives. What's so good about our knives, Wilma?
Just do this to me all the time. What's so good about our knives is they are made from 100% food grade German stainless steel. It is the best stainless steel you can purchase in the entire world.
It is actually.
And it has to be because our knives have a 25-year guarantee. So if they break, your customers can go and get a new one. So clearly they are fabulous knives. They are all hand honed and sharpened, and they are all cast from one single piece of steel from the tip right up to the end of the handle.
Very good.
Evenly weighted as well.
They're evenly weighted. They're ergonomic.
Balanced.
I stand corrected. They are fully hanged, which means they are steel from one end to the other, and the handle is actually moulded around the steel, which means it is a really, really good quality knife. Any knives that are screwed or made from more than one piece, that is their stress point, and that is where they will break. And that is where you will cut your fingers off when that happens. So
Very good.
good quality knives are always fully tanned.
Yes.
That's why our knives are awesome, because you will never have to buy another one for a minimum of 25 years.
Very good, Wilma.
Oh, I said it once or twice before.
I thought you might have.
I could probably do that one with my sleep, but anyway.
Oh, thank you. Is this pizza?
It's pizza, says my son.
Yay!
So that's the easiest way to make the best takeaway pizza ever.
The other best thing about the knives is that everybody can get the whole knife block set, including the knife block, for $15 in May.
I know.
Which is awesome. I have got a bucket load of people booked in who want knife block sets.
How ridiculous is that?
It's not ridiculous, it is fabulous. So, and it's really important to talk about your knives. You may not sell very many sets of knives in your lifetime. I certainly haven't. I can count on one hand the amount of sets that I've sold. But the amount of parties that I have booked for people who want them for $75 or $15 is lots and lots and lots and lots and lots.
Oh yes, I don't want to sell knife blocks.
So, and I say that to people all the time at my parties. I sell very few of them at recommended retail price because everybody wants to get a great big fat discount on them and have me at their house.
Yes. Much rather give them away for cheaper.
For cheaper.
So, then we have our apple cakes.
Yum! Apple cakes! So while Karen's doing apple cakes, it's one thing that's really important to remember because I nearly forgot. I got my months all mixed up because there's so much on in May. You've got your $15 host gift, you've got your $99 quick start, but it's also the last month of the big mini giveaway. So any new people who join in May, when they do, yes, that includes you, Simone, when they do their Fun Start 1, 2 and 3, they will receive a free iPad mini as well. So it's an incredibly awesome month for people to join. If they join in, they will not get an iPad mini unless they go and buy themselves one. They might get one, but they won't get a free one.
They're not going to get a free one.
So talk about the iPad mini and the $99 joining because they are both only available up to the 31st of May.
Are you singing this song?
Yeah, 30 days has September, April, June, and November. It's funny what sticks from your childhood.
Oh, I know.
So, so it is a great month for people who are joining because they get everything this month.
Yes. Yeah. So what else have we got in there?
What else have we got in there? Have you set yourself a shine goal? Who set themselves a shine goal? What's your wife getting for you, Lee? As a shine goal, nothing.
Hey, don't say nothing. I've already qualified for the $500
So,
travel
have
voucher.
you set a shine goal? I see you put your hand up.
For the first goal, because it's my first month.
Sorry?
Because of my first month,
Month?
I'm aiming for the first goal.
First goal. Yoo-hoo!
Good.
Good stuff. So, so set yourself a shine goal. It doesn't matter how big it is or where it is. Set yourself a goal. It's important to have a goal. If you don't have a goal, you can't achieve it.
It's very nice.
That's correct.
And if you don't achieve your goal, as long as you've given it a really good crack, you've made yourself some really nice money in the process.
That's
so it's
right.
not a bad thing if you don't make it.
No, because you've got to have a goal, or otherwise you will achieve exactly nothing.
Exactly. Okay, so now we have, while Karen's doing that, do we need to pop them in a bit more? Or
No.
they're good?
No. It's only because I overfilled them, so I'm just running a spatula around the outside, and then they're going to pop out.
We've got some special thanks this month.
Yes.
A big thank you to me. Woohoo! Sorry, I'm reading from Karen's notes here.
Let me read this
Yeah,
here.
you better read that one because I feel funny reading that out about me.
So,
This one.
a big thanks to Wilma, Wilma helped me out while I was in Malaysia in April. I had parties to process while I was there, and I got to Malaysia, opened up my computer, and there was blue screen of death. So that was called Epic Panic Attack.
You should have heard the swearing.
The good thing about our system, and this is one of the reasons why I say to everybody, please do not change your password without telling your upline, because with your password, we can all help each other out. So Wilma knew what my password was, so she could access my portal from her computer. She got in, processed my parties, and everything was all good. So big thank you to Wilma for that. The other reason that Wilma got big pats on the back this last month was that she's also been really active on the grapevine lately. Wilma's been helping out other consultants in a really positive way. And I had feedback from head office because of this. So I don't have to tell you everything. So she's been recognised by head office to say ask a bit interesting questions and go on there and helped them out. So head office, actually I had phone calls today from head office to say, you know, please thank Wilma for us. So well done, Wilma, and thanks for being such a really positive, really, really good team member. So well done to you. The other team member that we really have to thank is Karina Kay. Karina is really quite new. She really stepped up and out of her comfort zone last week. Karina helped out another consultant who was unable to do her party at a really last minute. Karina successfully did the party and took the stress off the other consultant who was able to look after herself and take care of a family emergency. So well done to you, Karina. You just went, took charge, did it, and had a really successful party. So congratulations to Karina. And just a note, to look after your business, okay? You need to remember that look after my
Do call her.
Your boy, whatever you want to call me, but my job is to look after you. We're a team for a reason. The great part about being in a team is we have people everywhere. So if you can't do your party at the last minute or whatever, for whatever reason, don't panic. Just pick up the phone and call me. And if I don't answer your phone straight away, it's because I'm at a party. I will call you back. Just leave me a message. But if something happens at 8 o'clock at night, we can't fix it then anyway. So there's no need to panic. Just leave me a message and I'll deal with it when, you know, first thing in the morning, exactly what we did with this one. When something comes up like that and it's an emergency, I will find somebody in the team to look after it for you. That's part of my job. We have an agreement in our team that if this happens and you're unable to do your party, the person that I find in the team to do your party then gives you back 10% PV or 10% of the PV or a party back. And that's your choice at the time that you sell the party. It's your choice because it was your party booking in your diary. If you were to randomly give your party away out of our team to somebody else, you don't have that choice because that's an agreement in our team. You would lose the chain, you lose the money, you lose, okay? And the other thing is, I know you, I know the people that you party with, I know your personality, so I will be able to find a person that suits your group of people. All right, so that's really, really important to know. We're all here to look after you, after everybody, so please let me help you. That's part of what I really love to do. That's why I love my job. All right, so just try and remember that. You know, I feel really bad if I can't help you.
And they pay her lots of money, so ring her.
Yeah,
make her earn the money.
That's part of what we do. All right, so just let me help you. Like I said, it's really important. Don't panic if I don't answer the phone because it's 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night when something happens. We can't ring your host then anyway and tell her or him. So there's nothing that can't be fixed at 7:30 in the morning or 8 o'clock the next morning that we couldn't deal with then anyway. So just remember that. Okay? All right, so, and just one other thing. There was something that I promised you last team meeting that I was going to try out because we were cooking in the pressure cooker. I don't know if you remembered me telling you about that. So we were cooking stuff in the pressure cooker last team meeting, and I said I was going to experiment with something, a pudding in a pressure cooker. So I played around with a recipe, sticky date pudding it was. So I figured out that you can cook sticky date puddings in your pressure cooker 4 at a time on your basket, and they take 15 minutes. So you know how currently we do sticky date pudding in your wok? Lots of newbies don't have a wok. Okay, so you can do 4 on your pressure cooker basket in 15 minutes.
Nice.
Okay, 2 cups of water in the bottom, exactly the same recipe for 15 minutes. Okay, so then you just have to do the other 2 because the recipe makes 6. Yeah, but it'll take 15 minutes.
Nice.
All right, so our next team meeting is Tuesday the 2nd of June at 7 o'clock. If you want anything included, please let me know in enough time. Don't forget about celebration. Okay, now we've got apple cakes in here that should be ready to pop out. I need to put them on a plate, right?
That would be good.
And then we've got some further guinea pig / seagulls here that will want to taste them. So they come out just like this.
Oh, nice.
Silicon cools down at 3 times the rate of tin. So this silicon is now really cold, and you can handle it really easily. And we just pop them straight out like this. And then we will be able to have some creatures, people here that will want to eat them.
I think you had it right the first
I
time.
think that was right the first time, Bess.
Oh, they smell fabulous.
So, well, you might
They
want to
really
pass
do.
some of these out.
I will be passing these out.
There you go. Here's some plates.
Plates. Here we go. Seagull number 1.
This is a reason that you have teenagers, I've decided, because they just eat the food.
Seagull number 2.
So thank you to everybody for participating.
The biggest seagull is left.
Grace, do you want to go and get the technical advisor?
Technical advisor sorted. Do we have the smallest seagull? Where is he?
I'm watching you. There we go. Thank you to everybody for participating. We look forward to you participating the very next time we meet again. Until then, happy cooking. Please date lots of parties into May and keep us informed of your progress, and we will see you all very soon. Until then, bon appetit and keep in touch. Bye for now.